Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here. Unfortunately, for a Friday episode, it's not going to be the best episode. It depends on where you're looking at it. Nvidia right now is down roughly 10%. And throughout the whole day, I've just been getting notifications on Jose, can I get an update on Nvidia? Jose, what's going on with Nvidia? Can we take a closer look at the price? So I just want to give a quick update. But let me just start off by saying I am one who talks about Nvidia almost on a daily basis, but I am a long term shareholder. And on today's episode, I really want to break down why the fluctuation in the stock price is pretty much a non-event for me. So we're going to take a closer look at some of the top Q&As some of the top questions that I'm getting right now in the comments. And also I want to just showcase 5 reasons why I'm not that worried about Nvidia. So let's take a closer look in today's episode.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
Let's start off with just a quick price action. Nvidia right now down 10%, sitting at $762. But I mean, look at it year to date. The stock is still up over 58%. Look in the past year, the stock is up over 181%. Unfortunately, yes, if you did buy at the peak, the stock is down roughly 20% right now. And there might be some investors, unfortunately, that are watching that did buy at those levels. So now I want to kind of jump into the top Q&As, that the top questions that I'm getting in my comments right now, and just give my overall honest answer. So the first question, can Nvidia go lower from here? And the answer is yes, right? No matter who you are, no matter me, I'm a huge Nvidia bull. I know that the market always humbles us and always tells us that, hey, look, no matter how bullish you are in a company, there's always going to be moments where you're going to have to test out your kind of your thesis, right? You're going to have to test out to see if you're willing to hold this company during the good and the bad. Do I think Nvidia will be worth more in the future? 100%. It's not going to be a straight line, but no matter where we're at, next week we could be lower. At the end of the day, I do believe within the next few years, Nvidia will be a way bigger company than it is right now. The next question is, why is it selling off? Fortunately for Nvidia, there's no direct news. There's some super micro drama happening, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that later on in this episode. I did an update on it first, but there's some new news that came up to my attention that I want to kind of explain to you guys as well. There's also discussions of war and tensions in the Middle East that can also be impacting, and then just macroeconomics, right? There's no one real reason for Nvidia stock to be down, except this is a stock that's highly volatile, one that has done a nice run up. So on red days, you do expect this to be more on the red. Next question, should I sell? I mean, I'm not sure what you are doing, and everybody has their own type of financial plan and financial goal. My financial plan is to make money. So right now, I have no intentions of selling. But this is also why I do believe it's important to do due diligence on a company, right? Because for me, 10% down on Nvidia, 15% down in the past few days, I'm not even batting an eye. 100%, I have no worries for Nvidia and have no intentions of selling. Now, there might be some people out there who kind of buy on margins, who don't do the due diligence. So obviously, in moments like this is when things get tricky, and this is when those hands start to, like, those weak hands are the ones that cause you to lose money. So I don't know what you're doing, but for me personally, I'm not selling. Personally, I do believe these are buying levels, in my opinion, not load the truck buying levels, but definitely that great dollar cost averaging if one had that cash at hand. Again, not investment advice, but just my overall opinion. Now, will it go up by earnings? That's another question. Jose, after earnings, this stock is going to hit new levels, right? I'm not sure, right? This market, I do believe earnings are going to be great, but the market and price action and fundamentals don't always match. So even if we have great earnings, stock price can go anywhere. But like I mentioned, that's why in the long term, I'm still a big bull. So overall, hopefully that answers the question of where I'm seeing Nvidia right now. But like I mentioned, reasons why I won't panic right now. And it's pretty much my due diligence. So we're going to see recent commentary from companies just in the past month or so, most of them being this past week. The new products, bullish on market opportunities, guidance, and valuation. Before we go any further, we are now on the road to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you all for the crazy support. So if you haven't and are enjoying the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. Finally, if you want to support the channel a little bit more, make sure to check out my special offer at fool.com/Jose. Now back to today's episode. So let's start off with recent commentary. There are three companies that I have here that I think everybody should kind of be familiar with. The first one is TSM. They just reported earnings this week, and they mentioned this. They forecast the revenue contribution from several AI processors to more than double this year and account for low-teen percentage of their total revenue in 2024. I wonder who's going to be that AI processor that's going to double this year or at least see a huge growth compared to last year. Maybe Nvidia. Now, they also mentioned for the next 5 years, they forecast that AI processor revenue to grow at a 50% compounded annual growth rate. Well, if the leader in the space is Nvidia right now, if this market is expected to grow at crazy, crazy levels, 50% compounded annual growth rate for the next 5 years, I see that right now the AI market is definitely here to stay, and Nvidia is a big player here. Another recent commentary, Micron, they just reported earnings, I believe, almost a month ago. They mentioned in data center, they see server unit shipments increase, mainly because of the strong growth for AI servers and the return to modest growth for traditional servers. So I could care less about the traditional servers, but they did mention that strong growth in AI servers. Marvell, they recently just had an AI event, and for them, they showcased their accelerated compute opportunity where they see this going at a 24% compounded annual growth rate, but look at the accelerated market. The accelerated market, they believe, can grow at a 32% compounded annual growth rate. So these are all three individual companies, all dealing in different industries. Marvell doing kind of some networking solutions. We have Micron with the memory side. We have TSMC with the kind of manufacturing of chips. All three of these companies are telling me that, hey, look, the AI market is growing, the AI market is going to be supply constrained, and the AI market is here to stay for at least the foreseeable future. So that's the main reason I'm not panicking. Now, second reason, new products. Nvidia has announced new products and they continue to release this ahead of the competition. Right now, there's no competitors. Don't tell me, hey, Google's making their AI chip. They've been doing it for the past 5, 6, 7 years. Don't tell me Amazon and all these players have their own AI chips. At the end of the day, they need a GPU. They don't just need one chip that's only good for one thing. So, I mean, that's a bearish thesis that I keep hearing about, but you have to remember Nvidia is not just a chip company. It's a platform company. And once people try to understand that, they're going to see that right now competition is light year, maybe not light years, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but competition is trailing while Nvidia is just hitting the gas here. So their new products, the Grace Blackwell 200, which I have on the left here, I believe this is going to be their star product in 2025. And 2024, we're still going to see high demands from the H100, the H200, the B200 as well. But the Grace Blackwell 200, which is their CPU and GPU, this is going to be a monster, and in my opinion, going to drive Nvidia to new levels. They are also now create their chip or GPU, or the chip that they have is now pretty much a data center. It's no longer one product. They are a platform. Next, we do have their software solutions. The third thing is the markets that they're in, I'm personally bullish on. So while right now we might see some weakness in the long term, robotics, humanoid robotics, big bull there. The healthcare market. I've done a few videos on actually all these topics. The healthcare market is expected to be one of the biggest growers of accelerated computing and AI space. And obviously, NVIDIA provides a lot of solution for the healthcare market. The AI platform, right? NVIDIA they create services and models. They have the platform software and they have the supercomputer. From hardware, infrastructure to software, they overall run this ecosystem with the most amount of developers. So their AI platform is going to continue to help them grow. Now, in forms of AI, everybody thinks that NVIDIA is just growing from AI, but there's another transformation that's going on, and that's accelerated computing. NVIDIA is also bullish on this and benefiting from accelerated computing, which is kind of it's the bigger level of AI, right? AI to some extent is a subset of accelerated computing. but there's huge demand here. And then the other one, I haven't talked about it. I don't have a slide for here, but sovereign AI, where nations all over the world are going to be building their own AI solutions. So there's a lot and a lot of different markets that NVIDIA is on that they can continue to grow. The autonomous market in automotive, the autonomous in robotics, in all types of products, right? So the markets that they're in allow me to sleep at night and say, look, NVIDIA, while it is 10% down today, I have no worries and I'm going to continue to be a long term shareholder. Now, if we look at guidance, right, we did saw from all those other commentaries that AI markets continue to be strong. Now, look, revenue this quarter is expected to be $24.3 billion, up 238%. Earnings per share up 406%. If we continue to see this AI market being supply constrained, which we are, we're going to continue to see great revenue. We're going to continue to have NVIDIA give us great visibility of what they're seeing in the market. And right now, there's a lot of visibility for their space. And obviously, they're able to maintain those high margins, which continue to hold the high earnings per share. Now, I think this is the final slide, valuation. So, Nvidia, you're telling me that forward 1 year, which is about 1 month, 1 year and 9 months, their valuation is at 25. Even though this company can kind of make markets out of nowhere, 25 doesn't seem expensive to me. And again, this is why I believe Nvidia now is a time where you really have that dollar cost averaging opportunity and a nice dollar cost averaging opportunity. Not the time to kind of load the truck, like I mentioned, right? I do believe the market gives us even better opportunities. And like I've said in the past, long term, I'm very bullish on Nvidia, but in the short term, I believe the stock can move in any direction, and we can potentially get even better buying opportunities in the future. But if one doesn't want to risk it, dollar cost is how I would play it right now. I mean, if we take a closer look at other tech companies, Apple's PE ratio for 1 year is 23. So you're telling me that Apple, a company that's barely growing, a company that's not even focused in AI and doesn't know what to do with AI right now, is not that much more cheaper than Nvidia? Meta Platforms, while they are a big player, they're also not that much cheaper than Nvidia, who's creating the chips that all these players use. Again, I think Nvidia right now is at a great valuation, not at a dump truck level valuation, but definitely at a dollar cost average valuation. So hopefully, again, this is my due diligence, and this video and my channel is just for me to share my overall thoughts on companies here in the semiconductor space. Hopefully, if you are fearful right now, maybe this might calm you a little bit. But again, everybody has their own investment style, everybody has their own financial plan, everybody needs money at different times. I personally don't need the money that I invest in for multiple years. So for that, I'm able to withhold or withstand these crazy price movements. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned, long term NVIDIA, this is probably just going to be a blip, and we're not even going to remember this day in the next 2 to 3 years when NVIDIA becomes one of the biggest companies, the biggest company in the world. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time. Oh, actually, before I close out this episode, I did mention I was going to talk about Supermicro, so let me bring it back. I'm sorry, I'm still going to leave that there. But we do see this tweet from Fabricated Knowledge. They are a great account to follow for semiconductor information, especially if you want to go more in the technical side. So they did mention that you can search on Baidu, a Chinese company. Apparently, there's an ability to get H100s from Supermicro in China. Obviously, H100s is a big no-no in China. Second, Supermicro is involved. Obviously, there's so many things. This could be rumors. This could be fake. Supermicro might have just sold to someone legally, and then those legal players might have moved those servers to moved them illegally. But at the end of the day, Supermicro is gonna have a bad time if this is true, and overall causing stock prices to drop. Again, we don't know if this is true, but this could be one of the reasons Supermicro is seeing that kind of pain. And I guess everybody believes, hey, look, Supermicro is down. This is a AI play. So that means the overall semiconductor space should go down. Maybe later on this week, I might drop a video on some of the top semiconductors and tech companies that I wouldn't mind buying during this dip. So take care, have a good day, and see you all next time.